Good day, everyone. Today we will talk about V-Ray and we will be focusing on exterior rendering. I'm Brix together with Mr. Bunyon, Mr. Remalia, and Miss Santa Clara. So in this presentation, ipapakita namin ang mga basics kung paano ginagamit ang V-Ray para makagawa ng realistic exterior renders. Firstly, alamin na muna natin kung ano ang V-Ray. V-Ray or Virtual Ray is a rendering software used to create photorealistic images. So ginagamit ito ng architects para maging realistic ang lightings, shadows, materials at buong exterior environment. So ang key uses nito ay realistic sunlight and sky simulations, material and facade visualizations, and environmental context and landscaping. So yung nasa left side, makita natin ang from SketchUp to V-Ray. So kung alam na natin kung ano ang V-Ray, pag-usapan naman natin kung bakit ito ginagamit ng mga architects. So bakit nga ba ginagamit ng architects ang V-Ray for exteriors? So first, it produces photorealistic client-ready renders, integrates smoothly with SketchUp, simulates real-world sun, sky, and shadow, fast CPU plus GPU rendering performance, supports realistic PBR materials, and trusted industry standard with large user base. So, alamin naman natin ang mga advantages nito. Sabi dito, realistic global illumination and shadow simulation, fast adaptive rendering for large outdoor scenes, supports physical sun and sky systems, and lastly, seamless integration with SketchUp for architectural modeling. So here naman, nandito na yung mga examples ng V-Ray renders. You can just pause it para makita nyo ng maayos. Of course, para gumana na maayos ang V-Ray, we need the right hardware. So here are the minimum system requirements. So it has two categories, which is the Windows and Mac OS. So sa Windows, it is ideal daw for exterior renders, for realistic lighting, shadows, and reflection. So sa Mac OS naman, it has limited realism daw because it only uses CPU-only rendering and it results to slower performance. So dito naman mga nakalista ang recommended system requirements for V-Ray. So sa Windows, it is best for high-quality exterior rendering with full lighting and reflections. Medyo same siya sa minimum requirements ng V-Ray. Sa Mac OS naman, it is best for basic to moderate exterior rendering daw. So, kung iisipin, parang mas lamang sa Windows when it comes to high-quality exterior renderings.
Hello everyone. Today, I will teach you a basic workflow on how to use V-Ray. This topic will tackle about project setup, materials, lightings, camera or perspective compositions, and rendering outputs. So without further ado, let's start. Setup. So syempre, una, kailangan mo muna ng SCAPI model and installed V-Ray software as well. This time, yung bungalow project ang gagamitin ko. And once you have your V-Ray installed, lalabas itong mga tools na to sa SCAPI interface mo. Pero kung wala, mahanap mo ito dito sa view, right here, then toolbars, and then you can turn it on right here. Also, V-Ray is compatible with several softwares such as SketchUp, 3ds Max, Maya, Rhino, Revit, etc. And for the file size consideration naman, any file size will do. Just note that the higher the file size, the longer the render time and it will be harder to move through the model. For the materials, V-Ray, gaya ng ibang mga modeling or rendering softwares, has its own material library kung saan pwede ka mag-download ng mga assets na need mo for your model. And in V-Ray, this library is called the V-Ray Chaos Cosmos, which can be opened when you click this icon. Once you do, a floating window will appear and dito pwede ka na pumili and mag-download ng mga 3D models na need mo for your project. And dahil sa exterior kami nakatoka, I will focus more on the vegetations, especially trees. To download a model, simply click this button, yan, and it will start to download your model. Malalaman mo na kung ready na yung material na download mo kapag meron na ng icon na to sa taas, and then you can use it to your model by clicking this green button right here. I already prepared a scene na walang vegetations, and then you can just simply place yung dinownload mo kung saan mo need sa model mo. Let's just say dito, dito, ganyan. And if you want naman to edit the properties of a certain material, you can do so by clicking this icon, and it will open the V-Ray Asset Editor. Bale, parang tags or layer siya ng SketchUp. This time, try natin sa wall na to. Yan. Hanapin mo dito yung layer ng material na to. For this one, it's this. And then, click this arrow right here, and this will open a panel kung saan pwede mo edit yung properties ng materials na gusto mo. Let's just say I want to color this red. Ganyan. Lalabasin dyan sa model. You can also edit the reflection, refraction, ganyan. Dito yan. Yung opacity or bump. Basically, you can do so everything in here. Lightings. Setting up lightings here in V-Ray is fairly easy. Having artificial and natural lighting, focus muna tayo sa artificial lighting for now. Then later on, sa natural lighting naman. Using this set of tools, ito nasa taas, you can set up your own lighting effects by using different types of lights. For example, this one will give you a rectangular lighting effect, perfect for general lightings alike. This one naman will give you sphere lighting, and this one will give you spotlights. Explore nyo na lang guys for more info. This one is for dome lights. Medyo technical to, pero dito nyo pwedeng gamitin yung HDRIs that you can also download dito sa Chaos Cosmos. Sa natural lighting naman tayo. You can set up your natural lighting effects by going in the Asset Editor. Yan. And then, punta ka dito sa Lights panel. Dito mo makikita yung mga lights na nilagay mo sa model mo, like spotlight, yan, sphere light, and dome light. As well as yung mga nilagay mo na galing sa Chaos Cosmos, which is this one, or maybe this one. But for now, focus tayo sa sunlight. Ito. When you click this tag, it will again open a panel, and dito, you can edit everything according to your preference. Kunyari, yung time, ito, color and intensity ng sun, the sky, and clouds as well. Camera composition. We already know naman na yung different types of camera angles such as aerial view, man's eye view, bird's eye view, etc. that you can use. So, you can just select one that suits your preference or the one that you need. Also, pag pumunta ulit sa Asset Editor, then dito sa Settings, makikita mo dito yung setting na para sa camera. Ayan. In here, you can enable and adjust the exposure that will affect the brightness of your image. Also, you can enable depth of field and everything else. Nandito yan. Render settings and exports. Now, punta naman tayo sa pag-render. Once natapos ka na sa pag-setup ng materials, lightings, and nakapili ka na ng camera angle na gusto mo, pwede mo na ito i-render and export para magamit sa mga presentations mo. Kapag pumunta ka ulit dito sa Asset Editor, then sa Settings, makikita mo itong dalawa na to na all about render. Dito muna tayo sa una. If your PC is running on a higher CPU, you can use this, or kapag mas mataas naman ng GPU, ito naman yung gamitin mo. For the quality naman ng output, you can set it in high kapag final output na, or lower it muna kapag draft pa lang naman. For the denoiser, mas maganda kung Intel Open Image ang gamit mo if mas maganda yung CPU mo, or naman NVIDIA AI kapag yung gamit mo is GPU. Sa pangalawa naman, this one is all about your rendered output. Dito mo pwedeng adjust yung quality ng image mo, like kung 4K ba, 1080p ba, etc. Search nyo na lang yung equivalent sa ganito, then lagay nyo dito. Once you're done, click on this icon to start rendering. Yan. Once it's done, click mo to, then punta ka sa folder kung saan mo isi-save, add a file name, let's say exterior, file format, mas maganda kung JPEG, then save. So, let's check. Yan siya. So guys, remember, rendering time will depend sa bigat and dami ng assets na nilagay mo sa model mo. So, don't overcrowd your model. Simple as long as organized will do the trick. I hope may naintindihan kayo sa video na to, and have a nice day.
So, good day. I'm Mark. So, ngayon, explore natin yung settings ng V-Ray. So, first, yung lighting settings. Sa lighting settings, meron tayong natural light. So, kapag pumunta ka sa sunlight tab ng right side, pwede mong palitan yung color ng sunlight. Pwede mo din i-adjust yung intensity if gusto mo na yung sunlight mo mag-appear lighter or mas brighter. So, sa size multiplier naman, the larger yung size multiplier mo, mas softer yung shadows ng edges. So, ma-adjust mo din yung turbidity and ozone para mas makontrol mo yung haziness. So, basically, kung ano yung position ng sunlight mo sa SketchUp, yun din ang position ng kalalabasan nito sa V-Ray. So, proceed naman tayo sa artificial light. So, sometimes di natin na-achieve yung look na gusto natin using sunlight. So, nagsiswitch tayo sa artificial light. So, for this part, unahin natin yung dome light. So, sa V-Ray Light menu SketchUp, mabilis mong malalagay yung dome light sa model mo. So, kapag nalagay mo na yung dome light, automatically meron naman tong sky environment and or background. So, usually yung dome light naman is meron ng HDRI image which nagpo-provide siya ng mas realistic light reflection sa shadows. On the other hand naman, yung mga artificial light like sphere, rectangle, is yung mga ginagamit natin sa mga fixtures lalo na kapag magna-nighttime render tayo. Just like dome light, pwede mo din i-adjust ang kulay pati na rin ang intensity nito. So, sa HDRI setup naman, kung gusto mo mag-insert ng sarili mong HDRI o yung mga na-download mong HDRI, i-simple load mo lang yung HDRI texture sa dome light or sa sunlight. So, i-adjust mo na din yung intensity para mas mag-brighten yung scene or mas mag-stronger yung light sa pag-render. So, sa shadow quality settings naman, so, na-adjust mo yung shadows naman sa kanya-kanyang tab. Sa tab ng dome light, sa tab ng sunlight, and sa tab ng mga kanya-kanyang artificial lightings. So, here's the example ng day and night render. So, pag-usapan naman natin yung material settings. Unahin natin yung bump map and displacement map. So, yung bump map or normal map naman, ginagamit siya sa mga fine details like wood grain, light scratches, saka mga fabric texture. While yung displacement map naman is ginagamit natin sa mas malalaki or visible na details like yung mga bricks, mga cracks, stones. So, unlike bump map, yung displacement map, mas nagkikreate siya ng physical depth and mas realistic yung materials. So, proceed tayo sa reflection and refraction. So, ma-adjust mo to sa mismong tab ng mga materials. So, yung reflection yung nagko-control kung gaano ka-reflective yung surface. So, makikita mo dito yung white. Kung paano to gamitin, i-adjust mo lang yung white. Mas white, mas reflective. And kapag nag-dark naman siya, mas reflective. Mas less yung reflectiveness niya. So, sa refraction naman, na-adjust mo to kung gusto mong mas magmukhang transparent yung materials. So, kadalasan ginagamit to sa mga glass, plastic, water, o yung mga crystals naman. So, paano to gamitin? Yung white, kapag in-adjust mo siya ng mas white pa, mas transparent yung kalalabasan ng materials. Well, kapag in-adjust mo to na mas dark, mas less transparent yung materials. So sa gilid makikita natin yung dalawang klase ng materials, ay dalawang klase ng objects which is the bench na makikita nyo yung pinagkaiba ng materials. So sa bench 1, mas mukha siyang aluminum kasi mas tinaasan ko yung reflection at metalness values. And yung sa may kabila naman, mas mukha siyang bakal kasi binabaan ko ng konti yung reflection at ginamit ko yung darker base ng color. So, by adjusting the reflections and metalness and slight color changes, nagawa kong mag-transform ang parehong bench into different materials. So sa ring quality settings naman, basically automatic naman na kapag hinay mo yung quality ng rendering is mas good yung kalalabasan ng image mo. So basically, sunodin nyo na lang yung mga nandito sa settings. I-open nyo yung denoiser and mag-select kayo ng frame na mas prefer nyo. So, yan lang.
Good day. I'll be showing to you guys the before and after results of our post-processed renders. For this edit, I used Photoscape. I focused on enhancing the original render by adjusting a few key settings. First, I slightly increased the exposure para mas maliwanag ng konti yung overall scene. After that, I adjusted the vibrance and contrast para mas buhay at mas saturated yung colors since medyo dull yung original render. Naglagay rin ako ng konting dehaze para mas clear at mas deep yung tones. And I also adjusted the white balance para ma-balance yung warm and cool tones and para ma-achieve yung more realistic color output. For this render naman, I also adjusted the exposure and lightened the shadows a bit para mas makita yung darker areas. After that, I adjusted the vibrance, contrast, and saturation para mas mag-pop talaga yung colors, especially yung lights, since night scene siya. Itong adjustments is nakaka-help siya para mas ma-enhance ang mood at maging mas vivid at realistic ang lighting. And for this render, same process lang as the previous one since same time setting sila. The only difference lang po is yung camera angle. Dito rin I focused more on enhancing the dehaze para mas deep yung colors and mas malinaw yung details. May mga inilagay din kaming some additional samples from different angles of perspectives, and we also inserted people in the scenes para mas magmukha itong realistic. Overall, the V-Ray outputs were already good, so minimal adjustments na lang ang ginawa namin, just enough to improve clarity, make the colors a bit more vivid, and keep everything looking natural and realistic. So that's it for the post-processing workflow. This time, let's talk about the common V-Ray problems we usually experience and their solutions.
Here are the tips, tricks, and common issues of using V-Ray. Andito yung mga essential keyboard shortcuts. We have the shortcut for Quick Render, Material Editor, Environment Dialog, Isolate Selection, Render Setup, Show Safe Frame, and Zoom Extents. Here are the hidden features most beginners don't know. So, dito may apat na nakalista, which is the VFB Light Mix para sa pag-edit ng lights, color, and intensity. Next is the Material Override para sa pag-edit naman ng material complexity. Interactive Render para naman sa pag-sculpt ng materials. Chaos Scatter para hindi na kayo mahirapan mag-edit ng trees and grass. So dito naman, nandito yung mga asset libraries na pwede ninyong gamitin. Dito naman nakalista yung mga pwede ninyong gamitin na plugin recommendations and community resources. Moving on, here are the common problems and solutions sa paggamit ng V-Ray. You can just pause and read. So, andito naman yung mga learning resources na pwede niyong gamitin para mas matutunan niyo pa ang paggamit ng V-Ray. So, after learning the tips, tricks, and common issues, we're now gonna show you our final renders. And that's it. Thank you so much for listening. Sana may natutunan kayo sa aming video. Bye!